Hi there, this is Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for following my channel. And if you're not, please consider subscribing if you enjoy this video. We are here with a pick a card reading all about what you can't let go. And I've started today off with 3 objects, and they are all, I don't know, part of me thinks they're all sort of prehistoric because they're all sort of fossilized. I'm not sure if this one is. But our first object to have a look at is a dinosaur claw. The second object is an ammonite fossil. And the last one is another type of fossilized creature that I don't know. But I'm starting with the objects today, and I will put some cards down in a second. So there we have our 3 piles, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. And I had to refilm the start of this video because pile number 2, the energies for pile number 2 went crazy. So here we are. When you know which pile is calling you, there are timestamps in the description box. You can go ahead and jump straight to your reading. If you would like a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Creative Empowerment. The link is in the description box. I shall see you in your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the dinosaur claw, then this is your reading today. All about what you can't let go. And we have 2 cards here to set the scene. We have forgiveness and protection. And, I'm feeling my mood kind of drop as I'm looking at these particular cards. I feel like you're stuck in this protection mode for yourself because you're unable to forgive somebody of something. And it makes me feel really quite sad, but it's making me feel very trapped. It's a stuck energy that I'm keeping to myself. Now, this, for some people, this could be that you're holding on to excess weight, that you're a bit of a hoarder in your house, that you have friendships with people that you can't let go of because there's other people around you that you can't forgive. What else are we looking at here? That you feel quite lonely because nobody understands you. So we've got a few different ways of understanding these 2 cards here. And this is all about what you can't let go. So you can't forgive. You can't forgive and let go of that. Whatever this thing is that someone's hurt you, you can't let go of that. And that thing is, though, that's holding it to you, and you feel like you're protecting yourself by arming yourself against this person or this thing, whatever this thing is. But the thing is, it's actually keeping you stuck. We have the fates here, and it's in the reverse because this is you not trusting. It's you not trusting, and I know I sound pretty cut and dry saying that, and I don't mean it. What I mean is this is an 8 card, but it's out of balance for you. So 8 cards are about, getting stability, getting strength and building. And the Fates card here is also talking to you about trusting that the things that are showing up for you, the things that are being served up for you, are meant to be in your life. Those lessons, those experiences from different people, whatever this thing is that you're finding it really challenging to forgive, I feel like it's like Spirit is saying you're missing the point here. You're missing the point about why you experienced this experience. Wow, some big hitting cards. We've got the Lovers and then the Chariot surrounding the Fates here. So this could be, an intimate relationship that really, there we go. We've got the 2 of Cups again. So we're definitely looking at an intimate relationship, if not a very, very close family or friendship, really, oh gosh, these cards are just coming out here. So we're going to put them out because they want to come into this reading. These are quite separate, so I need to come to them in a minute. So I'm just going to leave them there for now. But we are looking here at rebalancing. We're looking at the fact that whatever it was that happened to you, whatever it is that you can't forgive and can't let go, and it does feel like it's, we've got that being covered a little bit there. It does feel like this is probably a romantic relationship that we're talking about. If not, it was a really equal partnership. So for some of you, it might be a business relationship as well, because even though the Lovers and the 2 of Cups, they're emotional, the fact that we also have the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot, that it could talk of a business partnership that has soured, and that, you know, but it wasn't just this, I don't know, it wasn't just a business relationship. It wasn't cut and dry. This was this was a really significant relationship. So whatever type of relationship we're talking about here, we're talking about a very significant relationship for you. And I know you can't see all those cards, so I want to talk 100 miles an hour, but I also know I need to slow it down, and I'm really hanging on for dear life. Like, my base chakra just wants to hang on to this, does not want to let go. So the other reason that I'm seeing sort of business here is the Six of Coins and the Ace of Pentacles, but this could also be talking about earthly things such as homes, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, 100 miles an hour. Let's come back to the Lovers and the Chariot. This thing that you can't forgive, this experience, this relationship that you have had, it was meant to be equal. It was, so the Chariot and the Lovers, they're both talking about inequality. They're both talking about a duality. There we've got a 6, and we've got, what have we got there? The 7. Is that right? 7. Yeah, 7, which is not an equal number, but the Chariot with both of these is talking about that equality. They are leading each other too. So we've got the 6 and then the 7. So it's a progression. It was meant to progress you, not to get you stuck, which is where we find ourselves, okay? So it was meant to be a reciprocal, equal partnership with the 2, but what has happened has caused you extreme pain, and that's the 5 of Cups over here. And even though there's still something for you to be gained from this experience, it's like you're unwilling at this stage to move beyond it, to sort of build that bridge and go where you need to go. Now, I'm not judging you, and I'm not saying that you should get up and pack up and move on, but the cards and Spirit is talking about the fact that you think you're trying to keep yourself safe, but the thing about this is you're actually keeping yourself stuck. The Chariot wants to move you on. The Lovers card wants you to find the balance and to find the great relationship that you know you're capable of and is coming for you. That now this is a group reading, so that won't apply to everybody. We have the 6 of Pentacles here. This was meant to be a give and take. It is supposed to be a balanced thing. Sometimes when you meet someone, they are meant to, well, it's funny because Spirit's going unload onto you, and that's not true. But that's how you might be feeling, pile 1. You might be feeling that this all unloaded onto you. And the 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles is showing me that that's not the case here. It may be how you're feeling. This may be the thing that you can't let go of, the fact that it seems unjust. It seems like we've got a lot of equality, we've got a balance, you know, or lack of that. And it feels like you feel like you have been done wrong by, and you're not getting what you deserve. And I feel like that particular mentality, it feels very much almost like victim mentality. So it's that idea that someone owes you something because you were hurt. Now, I know that feels pretty harsh, but this Ace of Pentacles is almost implying that, you know, that where's my thing? Where is my stuff? But this, I feel, is coming. Both of these energies to me feels like where you are going. It's like the promise that Spirit was giving you when you had this relationship. And the thing was, it wasn't meant to work. That's why the fates are here. It was meant to teach you something. And my whole body is grabbing each time I mention it. It's like grab, grab, grab. So it's like, I understand it's really difficult for you to let this go, because the promise of what you saw was so great, but it's now time to let it go. And whether this, like I said, it can be any kind of relationship or business venture even, because there is a strong business vibe here. Our next card was the Eternal Child. Now, it's in the reverse position. I just want to show you it upright. Inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. Now, this is what we're dealing with here, the shadow attributes of this card. So this is implying that you feel like somebody needs to save you, somebody needs to support you, you deserve certain things. I really understand these feelings and this energy that we're working with in this pile, group one. But this is talking about a growth within you so this non-compliance with forgiveness, don't know why I'm saying it like that, but this is keeping you stuck. This is keeping you as an internal child, and not in a good way, not in the light-hearted way, in the way of feeling like someone needs to provide for you. And that's not where you want to be, pile one. There are times when all of course, we want to feel like we're held by someone. We want to feel like someone's got our back. But the thing is, we don't want eternal charity from people. We don't want someone always to be giving, because we actually really enjoy giving and taking. Sometimes we're not used to it, and that can feel really unbalanced in our body, and perhaps you're someone who feels like that. But the thing about it is, nobody wants things to be one way. And so again, we've got two out of balance cards, the Fool and the Samaritan. So let's bring them up the right way so we can have a look at what they're talking about. The Fool, the shadow attributes, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. And that's a big hitting card here, very much like the Five of Cups. This could talk about how you might diffuse everything that's going on in your life and use sarcasm and really sort of cutting wit to make it look like and sound like you're over this thing, but you're not, because you're denying the emotional truth, and you're hiding behind a mask and not wanting the world to see that you're still wounded by this thing, and that you haven't forgiven those involved. The Samaritan card, again in the reverse, the shadow attribute is exacting appreciation, recognition for the help you offer. So I feel like perhaps you are a giver. You are someone, the fact that this card's come up for you, that you're a giver, that you might even find it really hard to take. You know what I mean? You might, or receive. See, I've used the word take, and that's not the word that we want to think about when we're talking about all of these beautiful, equal, balanced cards, okay? It's not taking, it's receiving. It's receiving the same type of energy that you're giving out. And if you're giving out the energy of unforgiveness, not being able to forgive, then that is what you're going to reap into your life. Now, it's a really bitter pill to swallow, but again, this feels like the pill that the universe is kind of offering up to you at the moment. And perhaps things feel kind of bitter. Perhaps they're like, well, I'm sick to death of this bloody lesson. I don't want it anymore. I want to move on. And the thing is, the ball is in your court. Not an easy way for it to be expressed to you, but that is really what we're talking about. Fate is in your hands when it comes to this. The length of time that you spend on this lesson, on this forgiveness and protection of yourself, the length of time is up to you. There is no end date for this, which I don't really want to say to you, but I also want to say to you, because Spirit's kind of like, no, this is where we need a stopping point. There is more on offer for you in life. There is a new road, there is a new door opening, but Spirit is not allowing you to access that until you have sorted this out. When you are holding a grudge with somebody else, you are holding on to all of that energy. Not only on them, so on an energetic level, you are still, attributing that to them. You are sort of psychically wounding them, is the words that I'm getting. But the other thing is that you're keeping it stuck to yourself. Now, it's lovely to be altruistic, I think that's how you say the word, and wanting not to be psychically attacking someone else. But if you feel like you're constantly being attacked in any way, shape or form, then your ability to think of others is severely hampered. Now, some big things going on here, and I'm really talking about a lot of heavy hitting stuff going on here for you, pile number one. The crux of this is that you won't move on until you forgive. Forgive, forget, and let go. I know you're trying to protect yourself, but the thing is, you can't move into the thing that you want unless you're open and ready for it, which is these two cards here. But you can't move into something like that until you forgive and let go of this old pain. And there's a lot to be learnt here. And the thing is, the tarot cards that you have in this particular reading, they're very strong in their message. And I think that and I've been really strong in the way I've delivered the message to you. So I don't particularly love being this strong when I'm delivering messages because I'm a people pleaser and so I don't like it. But I know that you needed to hear this today. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of this reading. As always, please give it a big thumbs up. Please like, share with family and friends, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hope to see you in a reading in the future. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 2. This is your reading today if you chose the Ammonite. And this is obviously a circle, or, it's what's it called? I can't think of. I was going to say the golden mean, that idea of going round and round, but also going in and going out and without is what is coming up for me. All of your cards are out. We may pick some others as we're going along, but yeah, there is quite a chaotic energy within this group, and I don't know if that's because people who chose it are kind of have disparate energies going on, but there is definitely some, like, my head is almost spinning. So stick with me and let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. Our first card that came out is Chives, and it's a 14. So I feel like there's some change coming. There's a fresh wind of change coming within your life. And perhaps that is why there's so much sort of chaotic energy within this group. That's the Scorpio symbol on this card as well, symbol of fire. And this card is called Divination, but it's really very much about your own free will, and it's about moving towards whatever it is you want, and really allowing that change to come in and allowing yourself to meet those challenges head on and know that you are quite a powerful manifester in your life. We also have clairaudience directly under that, and that is Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. And we have divination here too. So there feels like there's communication is being highlighted for you at this time. So perhaps there are going to be some sudden quick changes for you coming in. We do have messages of all is well and prosperity. So Archangel Jeremiel, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. Archangel Ariel, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest. Sorry, that's not focused. And manifest your dreams into reality. And we have that beautiful cornucopia picture there. So I do feel like there's some rapid change happening for you. Now, this is a reading all about what you can't let go of. So perhaps you're someone who has been feeling stuck, likes to be stuck, feels like you like your own home, that that's the place that makes you feel safe. But I'm wondering if there's change either in the home or around the home, or your ideas about what home is. So there's that sort of information coming in. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which we'll go over there in a minute, but there is rapid change coming in for you, pile number 2. And perhaps that's, this reading for me, these cards, even the way it all came out, it feels very different. And I was really struggling to get clarity. And I do feel like we've got here. So there's a lot of psychic senses going on in your particular cards. So we have the Clarity card with carrots, and it's in the reverse, and we have Hope, and again in the reverse. So to me, it feels like, it's like a crisis of confidence. And I feel like perhaps this is what you can't let go of. You can't let go of this old idea that you're a certain thing, that you're a certain way, that your life shapes up to be a certain thing for you. Sorry, I'm playing with the settings. But it feels very much about you. It's like you deciding that life has got to stay that way. And I feel like Spirit is really saying to you, this doesn't have to be this way. There is a challenge coming for you because the change is coming. But the thing is, it's actually a great change for you, but you will be challenged by it because you're this kind of homebody that likes to keep life the way you like it. I don't know whether you'll get an offer of something, perhaps someone will offer you a job, or they want to sell your home, or whatever it is for you, that you'll be offered some money for something that creates this change, but you're quite happy being, like, the words I'm getting are asleep at the wheel. What I mean by that is you're quite happy where you are. You don't want to change. You don't want upheaval. You're quite happy to rest. But I do feel like something is coming for you that will spur a change on. And the devil here is this sign that you'll be tempted. And I feel like it's actually a good thing for you. All is well, the prosperity card. It is a redefining of hope and clarity. And what that means is that instead of thinking that life has to be a certain way, you're able to start actually letting life flow a bit. And I feel like you've been hanging on to this idea that life has to stay the same. It has to be either a struggle or it has to be consistent and, steady and slow. There's all those kind of feelings in my body. The Knight of Cups, this is a quick emotional change coming in with this. There's the Strength card too. So, it doesn't mean that this is going to be the easiest thing for you to move beyond and to let go of this idea that, that things have to move slowly, that your life has to be preordained. It's kind of like that feeling. But the Knights are always action cards, and this is emotional action. This is you. I feel like you're going to come up against a lot of not prerequisites, what's the word? The way that you believe things are supposed to be. You're preordained. I don't, the word is not coming to me. I feel like you're going to challenge the idea that your life is set. And I feel like that's important for you. The next cards we've got are love. So this here is, it's about you understanding that wherever you go or whatever it is you do, you're going to take you with you. It doesn't matter whether you're staying in the same house, work, whatever this thing is, that you're, it's like you're saying goodbye to something. That's how it feels here, which is so confusing because this is quite different to the way the other two piles have read, which is why I've really struggled with your pile, which is why this whole going around and round, going in and out, is sort of coming up for you, pile number 2, is that this is coming in your life and it's like you have to let go of it, which of course you don't, but it is something that you're struggling to let go of, or something that you've never actually even thought you wouldn't get to this point. That's the kind of things. Now, it's a group reading. You're not all going to feel that way. But we have new beginnings here. We have good luck. I love this. I love that animals are quite strong in these cards for you. We've got butterflies, we've got dragonflies. They're all symbols of change. They're all symbols of letting go and transformation. And that feels very strong for you, pile number 2. But I feel like you're a real homebody, and that those things for you are going to be a challenge. But you're quite capable of this challenge. It's actually going to bring in more clarity for you. You're going to see a different side of life. It's like life might turn you up so that you have to look at things differently. But it's all about trusting that this process is right for you. Everything is well with this process. There's lots of luck on your side. There's prosperity. All is well. There's a lot of angelic help. Something that is very close to you, whether it's your home, whether it's your work, whatever it is, something that feels like home to you. So this could be something about yourself. There's a change coming for you. You can't see it clearly right now. You're hoping that it won't happen, but it does feel like this new beginning for you is really very important for you. It feels good. It feels prosperous. It feels like the change you need so that you don't stay stuck. And the thing is, there's so much on opportunity. There's so many opportunities coming for you that you have no idea about. And if you kept yourself stuck in this old way of being, this staying still, which is what that house or the home is really implying to me, it's like you could stay there forever. That's kind of what you want. But Spirit has another plan for you. So it's like this idea of knowing that when we hold on to things, we want to hold on with a gentle hand. We don't want to grasp them and suffocate them so that there's nothing left within our hand. We want to hold things lightly so that when they're ready to go, they can go. And then when the newness or the new opportunities are presented to us, that we're not weighed down by all this extra burden of things. There's a big change coming for you, pile number 2. It's quite confusing for you. It is something that you're not even looking for, which is why you're going to be challenged around letting go of what you already have. And for most of you, this will be a bit of a surprise, but some of you will already know this, which is why it's coming up in this reading. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please give it a big thumbs up if you have. Please subscribe to my channel if you like the way I read. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you in a reading in the future. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 3. If you chose this fossilized creature, whatever it is, this is your reading today about what you can't let go. So our first cards to set the scene are reconciliation and psychic abilities. So this really talks about, a relationship with somebody else, and it feels very much around communication too. So this could be either an intimate relationship or more like a best friend, like a twin in the sense that, so maybe someone from your family, someone who you really, really trusted, feels like you had a real spark, that there was the two of you and, you're almost inseparable, shared similar things that you liked together, etc. Kind of that mirroring image. So for some of you, this could be, you may have considered yourself to have met your twin flame, but something's happened. You may have had a best friend and something's happened. There's this thing here where it feels like there needs to be a reconciliation. There hasn't been yet. And then we have psychic abilities. And so for me, that really, it's sort of talking about the fact that maybe it's blocking the psychic abilities, this inability to let go of the reconciliation. And we've got the moon here, and it wanted to turn into the upright moon. And we've got 3 moons that I'm looking at. So, this thing that you don't want to let go of. Okay, so this pile 3, everything wanted to come out at once. So I've stopped talking and allowed all this energy to come out so that I can sort of see what's going on here. I don't know whether, because this is a group reading, I don't know whether this is, for some of you it might be around work, but for most of you, this feels like a close relationship. Like I said, it could be a twin flame, or it could be, I don't really like using that word, or it could be, a really close friend. But I feel like the psychic abilities, the moon here, that we're really talking about a deep soul connection with this person. But I feel like that at the moment, either that you're not talking to each other, or that spark has turned sour. And I feel like you standing up for yourself may have been the thing that has has caused the rift. But I feel like whatever whatever made the rift happen, I feel like as long as you were tuned into your higher self, this psychic ability card, that you were coming from your higher self in it, then this is something that you need to stick with. This is you. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So for me, this card is about you understanding that, like I'm seeing the aura around the face, and there's that highlight around the face in the psychic abilities card as well. So it feels like you're meant to be highlighted at this time. It may not be sitting well with people in your life. It may be triggering things for them. This moon card here, the fact that these are all in the moon. The moon, illuminates things, but often it illuminates the shadow. So perhaps people were happy. And so now I'm talking about people. So it's interesting how we've progressed from perhaps a close relationship or a twin or a reflective mirroring kind of relationship. So I'm adapting my language, and I don't do that on purpose. Spirit, basically is coming through using particular types of words. So the moon here is illuminating the shadow. So this is the side of the self that we don't want to see. This is also can talk of secrets and lies. But to me here, this is really talking about the fact that perhaps, and the other thing I want to note is that there's a bird that's caged. And I feel like perhaps you have, some friends or you've been in a relationship, etc., that people have been happy to see you stuck where you were. And I don't really like saying these things, but I actually feel like that's the energy that we're getting here, that you're meant to step up into your psychic powers as well as your leadership ability. And so for all of you may not all be psychic. We all have psychic powers, but for you, it may be that you're meant to tune into your own intuition, that you're supposed to trust that when something's not right, then you listen to it. Because this moon card here for me is really throwing up this idea that if you're to reconcile with this person, that you need to do it for the right reason and make sure that you're not going back into your own shadow so that you can make other people feel better about decisions or about how they may have treated you, okay? So for you, this is about understanding that if you want this relationship to continue, you've got to make sure that it's for the right reason, because you're being asked to step up, and the shadow aspects of these other people in relationships with you are important just as well as your shadow is important too. So I'm not saying that you don't have a shadow and that you don't need to take notice of what's going on there, but the moon here really, to me, is talking about how people around you's motives may not have been the best, okay? We've got the gossip in the reversed position here, but I'll get to that in a minute. We have Don Juan, and my camera does not want to focus. Spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Now, this can be that it is in a close relationship, but to me, this is more about the fact that at the moment your star is highlighted. You know what I mean? Your star is on the rise. That's how it feels to me, and I feel like there are people around you who may not want the best for you, or that prefer it when you're stuck. Let's put it that way. They're not openly wishing that things are crap in your life. But we do have two cards there that are sort of interesting. But they're kind of happy that the things that you're planning don't always work for you. That this is how they kind of would like to see things for you. And I feel really terrible, but the Tower here is showing me that if you have people around you that are like this, there's no amount of work that you do on these relationships are going to make them better. There are relationships in our life that sometimes we have to let go of. And for me, like for one of the other groups, theirs was more about, something that they couldn't move beyond. Whereas for you, this is about really letting it go. This is about doing it for yourself. And I suppose all of these things are, but the Tower here is really talking about the fact that you know, you have your positive attributes, and the people that recognize those, they're the people that you're meant to connect with. If there are people that are happy for you not to get where you want to go and for things to, come crumbling down in your life, not that this card is only meaning that in this reading, then those people you don't need to reconcile with. There's two levels of reconciliation here. One is with yourself. There's a big, really big leaning towards that in this reading, because this leadership card is sitting so central in this reading. It's about reconciling with yourself, understanding that you're important, and the things that you care about, the things that you're interested in, that they're important. And if those people around you aren't finding those things important for you and with you, then that's their stuff. No amount of working hard, which is what this card is all about, but it's in the reverse, is going to make those relationships work. Okay, so you can't just keep working and expect to have a different result. We have the Eight of Wands here. So it's actually slowing your progress down. It's actually stopping you from going where you want to go. So your leadership qualities, for some of you, it's going to be your intuition and trusting where you're meant to go. But this Eight of Wands here, not in the reverse. So this is showing up as it's slowing you down. And this Three of Wands over here can sometimes be that too, that this idea that you're making plans, but you're not seeing what you want to see, because there's some things that aren't quite right here. And no amount of work's going to make them right, because there's some things that need to be pruned. It's like you need to take some big pruning shears and get rid of the old wood. And maybe the reconciliation with the person is not right for you at this time, but maybe the reconciliation with the self is a much more appropriate thing for you to be doing at this time, which I really, really like that. I really like this idea of trusting yourself, reconciling with yourself, and perhaps even looking at the two sides of yourself and reconciling with both sides of yourself. I really love that too. We have Gossip in the reverse here. Thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying trust. Sorry, that's not even right. Now, just look at that person. They're just like spewing out something. It's really direct and it's really blunt, yeah? And doesn't feel like a good energy. And so for me, the fact that this is in the reverse, it does feel to me like perhaps you have that around you. And I feel like you're a giving kind of person. I feel like you're somebody who rolls with the punches and doesn't always say what they mean. You like it when people recognize who you are. You like it when people see you as your true self, but you're a little bit shy in coming forward. You're a little bit on the back foot. You'll happily wait for others to tell you what it is about you that is great. And it's not that you want that. It's just that you're not very good at telling others your good qualities, or you see it as, big noting yourself, or whatever that thing is that you see. But the thing that I feel like you're quite ready to let this go. I feel like maybe you've been dragging your heels with it, but I actually feel like you're moving towards this, because these cards here in the center here, I feel like you're over it. You're over this working. It's crumbling down, and it's time for you to step up. And I like this idea of reconciling with yourself before you reconcile with others, because that's when we bring in this Justice card. That's when we bring in when things are balanced. So I'm just looking, because I thought I had another balance card. Well, I suppose I do. I've got the Reconciliation there, which is very much a card of balancing things out. What have we got? The Moon is an 18, which is 2 9s, 16 and 8. So yeah, we have quite a lot of balance cards, but we also have some, we're still talking about the imbalance here, but it's like you are starting to take the blindfold off. You're starting to rise even without knowing where you're going. And I love that for you. I really, really do. It's an 11 card too. So again, beautiful, beautiful energy here. Really going into your strengths here, pile number 3. Beautiful, beautiful card. It's like that phoenix rising out of the ashes, understanding that for things to be in balance, you don't need to please everybody else. This is about pleasing yourself. And then if the people around you are pleased by that and they're happy for you when your life is up, then they're the people that you want to associate with. You do not want to dumb yourself down or bring yourself down for anyone else. This is about you reaping the rewards of you standing up in your own power, which feels really great. This, talk to Archangel Gabriel. Ask Gabriel to help you step into your power, because it feels like a lot of, a bit of destruction around you at the moment. And so there may be things in your life that don't feel that great, but it's okay, because from that, from that ground zero is where you're going to rebuild. And it's about pruning. It's about getting rid of the things in your life that you don't want and not focusing on those, but understanding that this is the time when you're moving forward and you're really looking at your own shadow and saying, I'm okay with my own shadow. That's where this reconciliation is coming in too for you. I really love this reading for you, pile 3. I feel like you're moving beyond the thing that was that you couldn't let go of. You're really ready, and I love that. Sacral chakra here, so really getting into what you're passionate, excited about, and basically saying to hell with everybody else that is not on the train of you moving forward. Love, 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 love that for you. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please let me know in the comments below. Please like and share and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. If you would like a private reading with me, there is a link in the description box below. Hope to see you in a reading in the future. Bye for now.